All right, well, we begin this Wednesday edition of the SportsMax Zone with netball. The fourth staging of the Intercaribbean Male Premiership is set for February 23 to March 16 in Kingston, Jamaica, with top players from 4 Caribbean countries: St. Kitts and Nevis, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, along with the host nation, set to take part. Well, players for the 4-week tournament will be selected by coaches to represent 4 teams. They are Jaguars, Spartans, Knights, and defending champions, Vikings, using a lottery system. Well, 2 of those players join us in studio. Jamaica Suns captain and netball analyst Kurt Dale, as well as St. Kitts and Nevis captain Zion Hector, while Netball St. Vincent and the Grenadines president, Natasha Batiste, is on Zoom. All right, welcome to the set, gentlemen, and of course, Natasha is on Zoom. First things first, did I get your name right?
No.
Zion? Zion?
Yes.
Zion, all right, because I don't like when people mess my name up, so thanks for correcting me for that one. So we're getting ready for this netball competition, Zion, a lot to look forward to, but firstly, let's talk about the importance of, this actually happening another year. And, what does it mean to you as a netballer to see it take off?
Okay, for me, it's really a tremendous experience just to be here alone and to actually be representing netball for St. Kitts and Nevis. It's really an honor because netball is not really a dominant sport, especially for male within St. Kitts and Nevis. So to be here is actually expanding the horizons and the opportunities for St. Kitts and Nevis to actually have on the map for netball.
Yeah, and as a captain of your team, how proud are you, just to be taking part in such a competition? And tell me a bit about your team. Are they any good?
So the St. Kitts and Nevis male netball team, we actually the babies in netball right now. For the males, we actually just started exploring in that. How we started is actually the female netball team for St. Kitts and Nevis. We actually was just invited to help them practice. So that's how the males them, and we normally, most of us, we transitioned from basketball. So from basketball we went to netball, and that's where the spark and the love come to actually love netball on a whole.
But do you feel like more people are gravitating now to the sport?
Yes, more people are gravitating. Just recently, just Saturday, they had a college tournament where they had young male netballers versus the female netballers.
Yeah, well, we do have the defending champions captain here with us, Kurt Dale. Kurt, you're no stranger to SportsMax. We hear you on the netball commentary, and of course, we see what you've been doing, working alongside the Sunshine Girls and also with your team. So, big competition coming up. How prepared are your team to defend the title?
Well, we're quite prepared. Happy to be here, Mara. There have been some new developments just to add to the show. The tournament has been pushed back to the 28th because of Gibson really happening on this Saturday.
Yeah.
It kind of affected the schedule, so we're just being pushed back by a week. But as defending champion, we're quite prepared. I think for myself, and I think this spread throughout the team, being the hunted, that's something we thrive on. We want that hard competition. We want to be hunted.
Yeah.
And we want that spark to help us perform. And I think this year we'll see the best from our team.
And you speak about spark, and I got the press release that was sent out, and they spoke about the inclusion of international netballers. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Oh, thank you, Intercaribbean. They're pioneers, they're heroes. How brave are they to come on to support netball in the way they are? And I'm not forgetting Poor Aid, will be fluing us as well. They'll go down in history as heroes because to support netball in the way they are, to bring in these international players to add to our competition. These players are stars in their countries, and we would have played against them. And while Jamaica would have won that competition convincingly, individually, what the work that they put out, it was nothing short of exceptional.
Yeah, what are you looking forward most from these international players? Because they bring their expertise into the setup. And I'm thinking, as he said, St. Kitts and Nevis are babies when it comes to the competition and the sport. I think it would be a perfect experience for them to learn and grow.
Definitely, absolutely. It will be massive for them. And I know netball is unique where, unlike basketball, where if you have shooting abilities like a Steph Curry, handles like Kyrie Irving or the strength of LeBron James, you can take on the game all by yourself. In netball, you depend on the team around you. So while they're superstars, they're not able to bring the competition all by themselves, but the knowledge and experience they will gain here, they can take that back home and help the young babies, as Mr. Hector said, help to develop them, and hopefully we can see a rise in male netball in the Caribbean from this.
You mentioned earlier about the international players that are joining this setup. Can you talk to us more about that, and like who would some of those players be?
Well, Hector, you can probably join. He's one of them, and I know we have some outside in the lobby. Dorian Lane, he's from St. Vincent, another from St. Vincent that will play on my team. Big up to Akil Butte.
Yeah.
And then you have
Trajkovsky York.
Yes, he's an excellent shooter.
Yeah, that's the shooter from St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah, so those are some of the big guns coming in to really shake things up in the competition.
Yeah, so you mentioned Jaguars, Spartans, and Knights,
and
Vikings. So it's not a national team tournament, is it?
No, it's an elite competition. We call it the Premiership.
Yes.
Now, Intercaribbean coming in as the title sponsor. It's now called the Intercaribbean Male Netball Tournament, where the organizers select 4 coaches, and from a lottery system, these coaches pick what we consider the 40 best players. Well, not 40 now, because we'll invite the international players that are coming in, and the remaining spot goes to the remaining best players in Jamaica, and then we spread them across 4 teams, and then from there we compete. All
right, we have Natasha Baptiste from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She's the president of Netball there. Natasha is on Zoom. Natasha, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. Great to have you on the show. How excited are you about this tournament?
Well, I'm very, very excited because I have been an advocate for male netball here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we would have hosted the very first America's Netball Men's Championship. So our male players having this opportunity to go out and to further showcase their talent, it is a tremendous thing for us, and I know that male netball can only grow from here. And I tip my hats off to the Jamaica Men's Netball Association. They have been carrying the mantle for quite some time all by themselves, but we are here to enhance that vigor and that excitement. So I am excited to have my 2 players, joining these top elite players, because we know that when they come back, they're coming back better than they would have gone out there. So it's all excitement for me, and I know that, the other countries, St. Kitts, I'm sure they are also looking to see their players come back better than they are. So it's all about winning for netball.
Yeah. Natasha, I know that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, men's netball is a little bit more vibrant than a lot of other Caribbean countries that play netball. I want to get a sense of this particular Inter-Caribbean tournament, that it isn't replacing the men's championship, is it? Is the men's championship an annual tournament?
We have what we do in St. Vincent, but in the Americas region, there is a biannual tournament that happens where male national teams come together in different locations. So the first was hosted in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The second edition was hosted in St. Kitts. And in 2026, there may be another host. We were expecting to have maybe at the CAC Games, but we're not sure what is happening there as yet. But this is not a replacement. It is an enhancement. That's how I look at it, as an enhancement to the growth of male netball in our region.
Okay, so this tournament that's coming up in Kingston in the next week is happening in the off year for the men's championship.
Yes.
So the men's championship would return in 2026. So I suspect then that you would probably have this tournament every year that the men's championship is on. Or would that be the...
Well, I'm not sure how the Jamaica Men's Association will continue that, but it sounds like, you know,
it
a
could
good
work.
suggestion to have it in the off year,
Yes.
so that maybe more male players can have the opportunity, and they can even have more than 4 teams competing in that competition as well.
Well, Kurt is right here. Maybe he can respond to that because he's right here. And it just seems natural to me that in an off year for the men's championship, especially depending on how successful this upcoming tournament is, it could be proposed to have this whenever the men's championship is in its off year.
Well, this is the 4th stage, and it's getting bigger every year, and it has been 4 years consecutively.
Oh, it has.
Even with the male championship last year and the year before. Okay. So what I think...
Not at this level, though.
Not with the Caribbean player, but the
That's
level
right.
has always been extremely high because, as you know, Jamaica has some of the best male netball players in the world, and I said that unapologetically. Yes. Sorry. But yes, I think what MNAJ tries to do is keep it at the start of the year, early in the year, because usually the Caribbean tournament is at the back end of the year, August or later, so it gives teams time to recover and players time to recover to prepare for that international tournament. So I think there's no harm having both of them. I love playing netball, and we're happy to have more netball.
Yeah, SportsMax had carried some men's netball during the Fast Five, yes. the Fast Five international tournament. And I saw that there were some pretty strong players. You suggested that Jamaica has some of the best men's players in the world. I thought watching it that maybe the Australians and South Africans have some pretty solid players as well.
Absolutely, they're amazing players, but we haven't been invited officially yet to Fast Five. And until we meet them, we'll continue to say that we are the best. So until then, Australia and New Zealand, they have awesome players, but we'll still hold our title as the champions until then.
Dion, you're sitting here and just allowing him to say that? Well, you know, gentlemen and lady, we want to thank you so much for stopping by on the SportsMax Zone. We look forward to covering the competition, to see the results and to see, you know, the strides that all of the different teams make. And I know, Kurt, you'll make that information available to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, break time now, but don't forget, we have that Champions League discussion and Lance is ready for me.